Why, did you miss me? I know this camera didn't. As you may have noticed, I haven't been making a content for a few days. Now, there's been multiple factors why this has been happening. Firstly, it's because, I've been working. Well, I'd say I've been working. Been working one day, and that was on Wednesday. And I was working in 3. I was meant to be working the whole week, but they just somehow dramatically just dropped pretty much most of my hours for no reason whatsoever. And then he even tried to cut my shift short earlier, and I was like, nah, I ain't come here to work. I'm not coming to doss about for 3 or 4 hours. Because bearing in mind, it cost me a lot of money just to get to the job and back. You know, it cost me like £15 worth of petrol just to get there and back. So you got to make it worth my while. Eventually you got 4 hours worth of work because that's all they're willing to give me. So I was like, it's not good enough, mate. It's really not. So now I've only worked for 2 hours worth of work, probably in 3 hours. Also, probably because of how much exercise I've been doing, my body's really taking a toll now. But I've just been really aching, really bad. And because I haven't had money for a chiropractor, so I couldn't really get my back refit. Yeah, I've just been proper pain with my back. Might have it to be on painkillers just to take the edge off the pain. So that's a bit of a physical health skip. But anyway, let's get into it. Weekly update. Alright, the second week, there hasn't really been a great deal going on. Again, it's contradictory to say there has been a lot going on. I would like there to be a lot more going on than there has been. But again, it's you can only run as fast as your slowest cog. I would have done the quotes of the day or words of the day. But recently I've just been now I have to go make a video because now I've basically committed and I feel like I don't want to do it. So I'm kind of making it so I am basically comfortable with making the content, because you still got content, you still go back and see all the videos. I want to make sure that all the content that I've got is good, because I don't want to be making all this crap content and then just because for the sake of just making content. You gotta remember I'm not actually making any money out of this or anything, so it's kind of just like a hobby. I do enjoy making videos, but I don't want to burn myself out to the point where I'm going to make it feel like a chore. In light setting, it's a freaking chore to keep going. So screw this light. But nonetheless, you get your video today because I did promise a weekly update. Plus I've been running dry on ideas, but I will get back to that. I will get back to it soon enough. We talk about the 5 key areas. We've got finance, housing, education, mental and physical health, social, and we've also got miscellaneous, basically everything else, just like the last week's video. So if we start talking about finance, like I said, finance was I got 1 day worth of work. Again, half my shift was basically just paying for my petrol to get there and back. So I really didn't make that much money, but I did screw my back because of it, which didn't really help. Whether it's worth it, I don't know really. Working for that short amount of time for a long distance, I don't know, it's not that I'm not determined to work, it's just, is this worth my time? Because bearing in mind, I just did a 4.5 hour shift and literally getting paid for 2 hours. It doesn't really sound like a good deal. There's other ways of making money, but I don't think having that distance as long is a good idea really. So again, I don't mind the work. The work was pretty good. All I was doing was loading things off a truck onto a baler and just literally picking up heavy sacks of fertilizer and big cases of beer and stuff, and just shunting it onto a baler, and you basically just got to just whack it on like it's a softball. And these are 15, 20, 30 kilo lifts you're just shunting on, so you have to have a good back and good upper body strength, which surprisingly I don't really have a great deal of upper body strength, but I managed to pass that. I'm not built for heavy lifting, believe it or not. Financing was stable, I guess. I still got food in the cupboards, I still got a little bit of money to last me till next month. Still just a struggle at the end of the day, I'm still trying to find my feet and where I stand with everything and where I'm going. But I'm still moving forward, still trying to find myself out. But finance has been pretty dormant, so there's not really much to go on that. Again, housing, it's the same thing. It's been very dormant. I've been asked to get support due to mental health from housing so I can get myself a house support officer. But I think that takes place next week, so find out what happens then. Other than that, literally no word back from the council, literally no word back from any type of housing. Although I did get someone to refer me from Andy's Man Club because he's training out to being Shelter Scotland or something, which again, I'm not really like banking that's going to be my ticket out, but it would be nice if that actually that got sorted out, because I don't know enough information on Shelter Scotland, so all this information is very new to me. But again, it's optimistic, isn't it? I'm not banking on anything I'm going through. I'm just letting whatever happens, and I'm just going to take the opportunities as they come, because that's just what you got to do in my situation. Take everything with a grain of salt. That's what you got to do. It's always the fun part. My favourite part is talking about mental and physical health. Right, mental and physical health. My mental health has not been too bad. It's been, sometimes it's been slipping, but when I kind of like look back at my old videos and I kind of realise why, I'm willing to change. And no doubt, the depression and anxiety and the stress is trying to kick in, but I'm putting that shield and that wall over me and I'm fighting it. I'm getting myself out there and getting myself sorted, and I keep thinking back and I'm going, why am I getting depressed? Because my life is moving forward. It's not like I'm not doing it. My life is going somewhere, and that's what I have to keep remembering, even though it doesn't feel like it's getting anywhere, but it is. It's always moving forward. It's what keeps pushing me forward, Then I just realise that it's just an emotion. Feeling depressed, you're feeling like, the way to tackle that is by just going out and doing something. Your body's craving to do something. Your body's telling you, I'm bored, I want to do something. If you don't do something, I'm going to make you depressed. I'm going to make you just not feel like you've got any self-worth. Alright, you want to be depressed, alright, let's go on a walk, let's go drive, let's go somewhere. And that just took my mind off, any type of negative thinking and that. So yeah, definitely it's helping me. Physical health, again, being good. I haven't done as much exercise as I've done last week, purely because I've just been in quite a lot of pain back recently, so I haven't been doing it as much. I'm going to start taking some painkillers for my back so it doesn't hurt as much, so when I do the exercise it doesn't really hurt. I've been eating quite well. I've been eating pretty good. Probably been roughly about 2,000 3,000 calories a day, which is alright for me, and it's pretty good. Again, trying to balance between trying to get enough money to keep that consistency going, but also at the same time not being too skimpy and then losing out on calories and then losing out on weight and mass. It's kind of just that balance between finance and healthy eating and eating consistently. But yeah, I tend to just find like little things, making like tuna pasta and bolognese and stuff. I don't really have much videos going on this really, because I feel like what I've had last week is pretty much what I've had this week as well. So me rehashing the old footage is kind of irrelevant. Yeah, I've done a few bits of exercise. I have done, I've got to do like my 30 press ups on a set, pushing on to 35. And instead of me doing the one from like shoulder width, I've just been trying some different ones. I've been trying one where you basically get to start and you're using this part of your chest. I'm doing that a little bit now. Again, I've just been trying different ways of doing it, just trying to shake up a little bit, mix it up, doing alternate ways. Some of it was on the floor, some of it on my feet on the bed, doing the inclines. So that's still going forward. I'm doing some sit-ups and crunches and whatnot, just so I'm just doing my chest and doing my core as well. But yeah, at the moment it's a lot to do with my back right now, which is the reason why I haven't done too much. Everything's been fine, it's acceptable. I'd say it's acceptable for what I'm doing. I haven't been pushing myself too much, but I've just been enough so I'm actually, I'm still doing it sort of thing, but not enough so I'm pushing myself, especially my back at the moment. It's really hurting. Again, it's all the means and there's to do things like that. The social aspect, I've just been like talking to like a few people around in the centre that like aren't junkies. If anything, you smoke bud, and I don't really mind people who smoke bud because I used to smoke bud myself. So. But again, I'd rather have people around me that smoke weed than people who drink alcohol. I think people who smoke weed are way more tolerable than people who drink alcohol. And the notion that alcohol is legalised but bud isn't, it's just baffling. It just shows how weird the system is. How many times do you fight on bud? How many times do you actually like kick off on bud? Like, if anything, you just sit there and you just start eating food. You'd be sitting there eating like your chips, and eating your crisps and eating your pizza, and you just be laughing at stupid stuff. If anything, people just be getting on para. But if anything, you just be like theorising things. You'd be sitting back and you wouldn't be able, you're not really doing anything. You're just sitting there chilling, you're smoking bud, and you're basically having a good time. That's my experience anyway. 90% when I was smoking bud around with the people, it was literally just a really good time, which literally just takes the edge off what's going on in life. Just really just cuts off all the harsh parts in life. And it wasn't due to my mental health. Yeah, damn right, I'd be still smoking bud, man. I meant like, how calm I was when I was was smoking bud, and how relaxed I was about pretty much most things, if not everything. It's basically, it's something that everyone can get down on, you know. It just makes you just dead chill. The alcohol is just a problem, isn't it? Like, it's just a lot of things happen on alcohol. Like, how many police disturbances happen because someone was smoking bud, rather than how much police disturbances would happen if someone was drinking alcohol. I'm pretty sure 90% of the reason why the police are in jobs is just because of alcohol alone. Because everyone acts like a twat on alcohol, let's face it. Like, who hasn't had a fight on alcohol? Who hasn't been publicly exposed with alcohol? Who hasn't pissed someone off or did something stupid when they've drank a few wines, or just done something really dumb, or someone been drunk and just done something really dumb to them? Or, you know, I have more of a problem with people who drink than I have with people who smoke, but let's face it, it's just the way society is, isn't it? I don't understand that. I mean, if anything, I do still like the smell of bud, you know. I do still like the smell of haze every now and again. You get a whiff of it around here sometimes when you walk through the hallway and you're like, oh, that smells like lemon haze, and you're like, because I'm like a bloodhound with it, I can smell it from, like, you know, a fucking mile, and I'm like, oh, that's a bit of indica. I like that. It's a bit of cheese. I can smell some cheese. No, I do like the smell of it, but I just can't smoke it. So that's it. You know, people offer me around here and go, do you want to join them? They're like, no, I'm not about that anymore, you know. Like that. I said, you can smoke it if you want me, you know, I don't care. But, you know, you can smoke it in front of me. I just don't want it. Don't want it myself. You enjoy it, man. But I can still theorise. I can still talk to people as if I was smoking. Because that's the type of person I was, and I know exactly what to talk about with stoners, since I was one myself. And the people I talk to, yeah, I smoke bud. And they smoke bud, and I just sit with them like I'm not smoking, but I'm like clean and sober and stuff, you know. I've been sober for like years now, but I still talk to them, like, still get their mind rolling like they're on board, you know, still theorising and go, right, imagine a time where like X, Y and Z, like, and you just think, oh yeah man, that sounds a pretty good idea. It's like, yeah, it's not bad, is it? I'm like a stoner babysitter because I know exactly what to talk about. And talk to people on alcohol, they're like kind of like, they're really unpredictable, so you kind of have to watch your back with them. But anyway, we've gone off topic. But yeah, I've just been talking to a few lads. Like, I'm basically reserved with some people because of, I know they've been like, you know, it can be a bit dodgy, and some of them actually like do more hardcore drugs, and I stay clear of all that. See, my tolerance is just with stoners, really. Like, people who drink alcohol, you know what I mean? I'm not really much of a going out to the bars, even before COVID, you know. I'm not really sort of a guy that goes really out on bars and nightclubs and that, just because I don't see a point in going in a public place and making yourself look like a complete when you can be in your own yard, make yourself look like your own but you don't matter because you're in your own yard, you know. You're not going to get arrested for being a dick in your own yard, you know what I mean? But you'll get arrested for being a dick in a public place. I just don't see the point in getting dressed really nice in your best attire just so either you or someone ends up throwing up all over your nice new stuff. You just end up getting into a fight with either someone in the bar or a security officer or something, you know, then getting kicked out and then having all that drama going up, and then somewhere in your groups, you know, like, you have to babysit them because they either drank way too much or they're just acting really freaking immature and stupid, but they're like twice the age you are. You're just like a complete idiot, you know what I mean? Again, I'm not about that, you know what I mean? So it's just silly. It's not about it. I sound like a boomer for saying it, but just not my scene, is it? I'm more introverted. I like my own company. I like to just, I'd rather just have my own space, have a few friends around, you know, just chilling, having a few drinks, listening to music and stuff, but not actually be in the public place, like screaming over the music that's louder than what you're thinking. It's a bit irrelevant for me. But hey ho, there you go. Miscellaneous. Is there anything you want to add on miscellaneous? Other than like having a problem with my internet for a few days, which I found out the reason was because my 4G was actually unavailable. Like, these servers were down on 4G, so I had to switch to 3G now. So what can you do? I'm actually the first person to report it, even though it's been an issue for like a week. The internet's back on now. I'm running on at least like 11-12 meg now. I was running on, you know, like 1-2 meg, and it was ridiculous. The last video was ridiculous. Like, it was set ridiculously late. I even had to finish it after PM entry, which is the reason why it looked like it was filmed 2 or 3 different times, because as it was actually because of how long everything took. All the web pages that I was trying to open up, like all the GIFs and all the images and that, like it was ridiculously long. It was like opening up a web page from a freaking fax machine, you know. It was so slow, and then to get it to, like, you know, to save the image onto your desktop to use it, and then that would have took time. You had to keep clicking over and over, and it just was so slow. The point where I got super infuriated, I was probably editing a video for 11-12 hours, and it just burned a massive hole in me. You know, I thought, I can't do this every day. I'll end up having literally no life. I'll literally end up spending my entire day in front of a screen just making one 10-minute video at this rate. So I decided, no, I'm not going to do it, because it's just not good. Spending like 80% of my editing time just waiting for a page to load, waiting for something to download, waiting around it. It's just not good. What normally would have been edited in about, you know, 2 or 3 hours would have took like the entire day. Not good at all. Now, I know I keep powering this off as like I need to make the song, but I feel like right now I'm trying to sort on different projects. I haven't actually been at my song yet, really, because I've been trying to get everything else sorted out. It's in progress, but again, I wouldn't worry about that for a while. Like, I wouldn't, like, I always have in the back of your mind, but again, it's going to be a while till that happens. Yeah, it will happen. It's just if and when. Is there anything else I want to add? Yeah, I also want this channel to go on like a little bit of a tangent. You know, I have had a few recommendations of what I could do as videos, because again, I don't want to end up having all these videos just sitting in this four walls of a place, but at the same time you can't really do much because it's a pandemic. I am going to probably give myself a little bit of objectives, like I'm going to be saving a bit of money. Basically got an idea of what I'm going to be doing for a little bit of a trip that I'm going to be doing, which I'm going to be recording, and it's probably something that probably hasn't been done on YouTube before, so that's intuitive and different. But again, I'm kind of nervous for it because I've only driven to Perth, really, where I am now, Dundee. Going to Perth, that's probably the furthest I've driven in my car at the moment, you know, so I'm going to have to save up a lot of money for petrol where I'm going to go, which isn't Perth. Where I'm going is what I've got recommended to me ages ago, but I just never had the license or the time to do it. But now I just need a lot of money, and I need a lot of preparation before I go and do it. It's like something you've got to like actually plan forward and stuff. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have my little objective, and I think it's a good idea anyway. You probably will like it anyway, because it is something that let's just say it's bonny. But I'm not going to tell you what it is, because that's just telling, isn't it? But you're going to have to use your noggin, imagine what sort of things I could do. But I tell you now, it's a challenge. It's a big task. Again, I'm excited for it, but again, I've got to prepare for it, and until I make the video is when you'll actually find out what the big reveal is. Yeah, watch out for that. Is there anything else I would like to add? I think I've covered most things. If I remember something, then I'd probably remark it for either next week's video, or if I make a video tomorrow. And then yeah, but right now I feel like my back is killing me right now. I do need to rest my back, and I do need to get myself some time off so my back's fully recovered before I start doing anything like serious. It's been my I can't say if it's been short, but I don't think it's been short at all. And my weekly update, again, I don't know when the next video will be. Probably if I end up getting my back sorted out, and it'll be fine. I can definitely see some little bit of an improvement now. Getting myself out there, getting myself sorted slowly. It meant I can only do so much right now. But anyway, that's been my weekly update, and I'll see you probably next week, probably later on in the weekend. Who knows? You stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Yeah?